All right, we are back. Am I getting bad FPS? Probably. Or is it just the movement being weird? We are back in our new project. I wonder what happens if I go back to the camera, mesh instance, 3D. We do a quad mesh. Quick load. Now we do a shader material. Flip faces? Yeah. Okay, what happens when we do this? Okay, now we have this look. And then what happens if we go to main, take away the outline shader, and restart it? Weird. Now there's, oh, I see. That was just before I moved. It is a cool look. Except for the sky, of course. If we disable Sky 3D. Okay, then it looks like that. Then if we go here, oh, whoops, go here. Let me pull up my, I gotta put links in the Discord, I'm already forgetting. Responding to a quick YouTube comment. Okay, now I've pulled it up on YouTube. Let me throw these links in the Discord. I'm not used to streaming anymore. I'm just kind of bad at it. I need to relearn. Okay. So this is kind of interesting. Now what happens if I put an environment in here? Okay, I think the thing I need to do is we're going to delete Sky 3D and then add just a regular add sun to scene, add environment to scene. Now this does not have... Whoops. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty dope. Except for like this direction. So maybe just with a normal, without using Sky 3D, this could be the way to go. I mean, that does look nice. The white is a little bit crazy. Okay, this is with no color. So we're still using the base colors. If we do no color limit, no color limit, but then colors on. Okay, what happens if we remove dithering? No dithering might be the way. Okay, I think so. When we put dithering back on, it is kind of cool, but... So the main issue with the outline thing is how do we do this grass without it looking terrible? Especially when you're like looking that direction. Could just do a... smaller outline. Let's go to our anti-aliasing. Oh, now we got the after images. I think that has to do with the anti-aliasing. Maybe it's TAA. Yeah. Yeah. So TAA doesn't really work. Debanding is still there. Still some weirdness. I think that's because of the outline. Z far, Z near. Actually, let's do a 10 and see what happens. The far away things still are a little weird. We're just going to go back to the same. We're also going to enable the color limit again. We're just going back to everything being the way it was. Uh-oh. You do get little weird spots where for some reason all the color comes back. Like that. Let me look at this and make sure I didn't miss anything. Flip faces. Why? There's always like these little issues that come up where it's like, oh, everything looks great, except for it's doing this, and I have no idea how to fix it. So right when you come up to the top, limits it. So maybe I just go to the player script, -90, and then 70. We're going to do -85. Okay, so now you can't quite go to 90. Sounds good. The grass still looks kind of crazy. So maybe we just don't need to do this type of grass. That kind of bothers me, this light. Why is it so bright over there? but not over here. I don't know what color level does. Okay, we need a different texture. Okay, we have that and that. Let's go to main. See if it makes any difference. Okay, these do look... Nope, they're the same color. But that is no longer white. That's because we changed the color of the entire place. So terrain 3D, textures needs to be grass green, light. Which makes this all white. Okay, we need that light back. Hey, Nova, what's up? Sorry if I didn't see your comment for a while. What's this game going to be about? It's basically just a way for me to make stuff in Blender and show it off. So it's mostly kind of a walking sim style. Here, let me make this maybe 0.6. Maybe that's a happy medium. There's going to be some like puzzle elements. There we go. Now we got a sun. Now we got light. But then we still have this light. Why? Maybe we just make... Just make it a darker texture. But basically, kind of a puzzle game. And we can probably bump this to like 0.7. Puzzle game where you go around and unlock things, but really you're just kind of experiencing the stuff that's going on around you. Man, it's really hard to get this like right. It looks cool, but an asset showcase, or did I understand? Kind of in a way. It's just a reason for me to be able to like make a bunch of mechs and do, because like the first level, every level is going to be different, completely different setting, completely different story. But the first one is going to be this big battle on this planet. So I'm going to have a bunch of things fighting and blowing up. There'll be really short levels because it's a lot of work doing all that 3D stuff. But yeah, kind of an asset showcase in a way, except for I'm not selling assets. Yeah. But I'm trying to get this shader to work in a way that is consistent. And I just don't know if I'm going to be able to use it because it looks cool, but there's so many little things that I'm running into. Or at least I don't know if I can do the color side of things. So here's what it looks like, just basic. Oh, let me also... Oh. Well, even with just the outline on, these things like do not show up, these spaceships, because they're all shadow. See, there's just little weird things. The other thing is I could just try to achieve the same look. So here's my other just outline shader. I could try to achieve the same look by just using colors that I like. Now this does not look nearly as good, of course. But it doesn't look like horrible. What's the shader supposed to do? It's this one here, which gives like this cool color palette dithering outline effect, but it just... The problem is the color effect is really hard to use. Because I'm trying to like use materials that then change their color based on this shader. So you can't really know what it looks like. Inverted hole on the models, that also gives an outline. Something like that could work. I like the post-process shaders because they're just so easy. Like this one just applies a outline to everything, no matter what, which is nice. But then it gives it to like all the grass, which at a distance does not look good. Yeah, there's so many like little issues. So if I do just this plain outline shader, because I have two shaders going. One does outline and color, which I've disabled right now, and then I have one that just does outline. If I do like 25, oops, then the grass at a distance doesn't look so weird. And then things only get an outline when you get close, which isn't too bad. But then I have to do a lot more on the look. Inverted hole waist triangle is not good for optimization. Yeah. Yeah, and then I'd have to do that for like all the models, right? So it's just, I'm trying to be speedy. So the other thing I have, the reason why I didn't want to use the color shader either is that it messes up something else that I have. So if I delete these, then go here and do a Sky 3D. There's a plugin called Sky 3D that I've been using. That is really cool. Let me try like this time. Like I can get a full sky just from a plugin, which is really nice. Let's change the time to midnight. Maybe I should remove clouds. I think no clouds is good. And then there was something for like deep space. Sky dome, deep space. I don't know if this is doing volumetric clouds look really cool. Love them. Yeah, I mean, what I really want is for this to look like an alien planet. How do I just boost the sky? Oh, there we go. Now we're seeing some star twinkle. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Okay, now the problem is we also need let's do like 0.5. So higher energy maybe. Okay, so now it's a little brighter. And then we do need just like a little bit of ambient light. Yeah, so then we can see the bottoms. Let's go back to our terrain 3D. And let's drop the light texture there. Okay, does this make everything too bright? We'll see. Okay, that's definitely bright. Maybe we just go back to A sprite. Make it a little darker. And as long as it still looks different than what the grass blades look like, then that's, I think, a pretty... Okay, they look darker. Now, we could do a little bit of fog. Maybe a little glow. This is going to be a bit washed out, but okay, that's a little too much glow. Maybe still too much. Let's just remove the glow for now. Okay, that might just be the fog that needs to be brought down a little. Okay, so there's just a little bit of fog. Okay, this isn't too bad. Still pretty similar to what I had before. We can do some more design work on the probe later. Okay. For now, we're just figuring things out. Which means we should just do some Blender stuff and start building environments. That's the fun part. Does the game have any lore? So the game itself is that you are just a little observer probe that goes to random, like, alternate dimensions and just observes things. That's the whole game idea. You just go and experience something that's happening. And these are completely different settings. You might end up in a fantasy land. You might end up in sci-fi, you know, regular history. I don't know. But that's kind of the general idea, which who knows, you know. I'm kind of just making a demo with this first level, which is basically, if I can get 10 minutes of story, I would be happy. Because it's hard to do a bunch of stuff in Blender with animation and all that. But just an excuse to make cool things, and yeah. Environment stuff. We're gonna do another building, I guess. Okay, something like this. So far looks good to me, though. All right, thanks, man. And who's the target audience? I have no idea. Maybe people who just like walking sim story games or something, you know? But the thing is, it's not, there is a story, but you're just kind of experiencing it as it happens. You're not like following the characters necessarily. Like, this is a big battle on a planet. That's what I'm going to start with. And you're going to be next to some dudes, some big mechs that are going through and just clearing out the city, fighting other mechs. And you just kind of follow it as it happens. I don't even know if I'm going to make it so the player has to follow along. They can kind of go at their own pace, but that would mean that I would need stuff to be happening in different areas kind of at all times. And then there might be some triggers where you enter an area and then this new thing happens. This guy dies, this guy fights this guy, whatever, you know, something like that. I'm kind of just playing around with it. I know that when it comes to game dev, the thing that I'm good at is vibes, not necessarily mechanics, like game mechanics. So I'm trying to just lean into that. Maybe we don't need a mirror for this. Let's maybe snap this to grid. Okay, this is another just building. It's gonna have a little offshoot off of it. And then maybe we do another. That's cool. Too many games make you the hero point of attention where you have to participate in the fights and you're the main guy, but I'd love to see the opposite perspective, which is this. Yeah, that is kind of the idea. It's just like, I don't know. One of my favorite things in any game is just cinematics. And for this, it would be like you're just kind of experiencing cinematics, you know? That's two towers connected in the middle by a bridge. True. I kind of like that. That's a good call. Let's do this. Shift D. That's a good call. I kind of like that. Something like this. Then we could do this. Have these little bump outs. And these you probably won't even come up close to necessarily. This almost looks like a little bridge. Or I mean a gate. And we're doing low poly art, which is nice. You can kind of just make stuff fast. Extend that down. Let's make sure we don't have any face orientation issues. Seems fine. Low poly is my favorite type, especially in horror. True. Horror, you can kind of make... I've never actually tried to make a horror game, but you can make them pretty fast, especially doing low poly. But I do like a good stylized low poly, you know. Plus, it's all I know how to build. I just can't do anything more detailed. Wardstone. Glad I got to lurk for a little bit, but I got to run to bed. It's almost midnight here. All right, take it easy, man. Good to see you, brother. Appreciate you stopping by and saying hi. It's kind of weird. I'm still getting used to looking at my chat over here, so I never know if I've just missed a message for like way too long, but hopefully not. Okay, let's do some materials just to kind of get an idea of what this could be. I feel like I need to turn the brightness up on my monitor. But I got this monitor pretty recently and I do not know how it works. Oh, okay. Is that contrast or brightness? That's brightness. Okay, I've got my brightness up a little bit so I can see a little better at least. Okay, let's do... maybe a color like that. It's kind of interesting. Add some metallic in there. Okay, let's do a new material. This one will be accent. This main being kind of purple, I'm not... Yeah, let's do more like that. And this, we can do maybe a more... Yeah. I always fall back into blues and greens, but it works. We're going to do a new material, call this one door. Yeah, just something like that. And these are just for off in the distance. This isn't even going to be... Apartment 1. This isn't even going to be like something up close, so we don't need a ton of detail with a lot of these. We can just kind of throw them together and add some, you know, background stuff. Add a long pyramid roof with an antenna on each side. Extrude the base of the tower and give it a concrete-like material. This one, I've extruded the base a little bit, but this isn't... This is just so then it doesn't stick out of the ground super easily, or like float when I drop it in. I could do some sort of accent on... like maybe... satellite dish. I could do something like that. I won't spend too much time on this one just because it's going to be fairly background. Wonder if even just adding a almost just something like that. My mouse is starting to break. I think it's double clicking randomly. That's always fun. Okay, now this is going to have bad face orientation. But if these are far enough away, then it doesn't matter as much. Or we just take all of this. Nope, not that. We could just fill that, to be honest. That's kind of fine. Yeah, not too bad. How easy is it to make games with Godot? By the way, I'd like to start, but I can't code, sadly. Well, code is just like anything else, any other skill. You can learn it. It just takes time. That's all it is. TYM, what's up? How are you doing? By the way, I am alive in Finland. I have moved all the way from Washington State all the way to Finland. So yes, I'm alive and well. But Nova, to answer your question, I've been doing this for about 2 years off and on. I keep having to take big breaks from it. mostly just due to life. And I had a coding background before, but I wasn't very good at it. So even though I wasn't starting from complete scratch, the coding side wasn't, it still took time. And, but it's fun once you start learning it. Like once you start understanding it, then coding is really fun. So I wouldn't let that, kind of, discourage you. Just have fun making games. Don't expect to make anything crazy, because I haven't. I've made some cool things, but I haven't made any, like, games are really hard to make, like a full game. So I've made some cool projects, but it is tough to make games. So just understand that going in, and just have fun with it. Try to make projects. That's really it. Let's see. Do 3D scene. Okay. We're going to instantiate this. But Godot itself is not too crazy. It's definitely doable. And if you like doing artwork and stuff, then you could start with 2D or 3D or whatever. But just give it a shot. That's the main thing. And just spend time doing it. Grab both of these. We're gonna. Excuse me. We're going to do something like this. That looks kind of cool. Node 3D. But there's also tons of tutorials that you can take a look at. So don't worry too much. There is plenty of resources out there. A lot of them are from older versions of Godot, which is a little rough, but let's reset this position. Long move, yep. Doing good, just working. How's the slap doing? I'm doing good. Have you seen Sledding Game? No. What is that? I might have to scale these up. Actually, maybe not. Let's see how it looks if I throw it right there. Because not all of these have to be giant. Only recently got a PC that could run Godot, so maybe I'll give it a shot. Definitely try it out. There's no reason not to try it out, at least, you know. Just take a look. Okay, it's a little dark in this lighting situation we'll have to kind of figure out. Scale it up. Let's grab all these lights. Maybe we do it more like this. Yeah, I think so. Okay, now we move these. What happens if we do something like this? And we rotate this to 90. Oh, nope, that doesn't work. Take this one, move it all the way up. Take this one, move it all the way over. Perfect. Now these both need to be rotated. Yeah, that's like a little compound. Okay, let's see what this looks like. One guy made a game and it blew up. I made a little video on it on my channel. He released a demo and had 5,000 people constantly on it for a week or so. It's going to be in the Game Fest on the 13th. That's sick. Sledding game. See, that's the other thing is I could make little games and try to, I don't know, really try to hit one of those moments, you know? Make something that's small and fast. But I don't know what the sledding game is. I mean, no game is easy, though. I can tell you that. Maybe I'll just stick to the Source engine since I already have some experience with it. Yeah, true. If you've done stuff in Source, the thing is, it probably actually would be not too hard to move over to something like Godot. But do whatever you're comfortable with, as long as you're having fun building stuff and learning. Paxian Game says, I'm working on a sci-fi MMORPG. Cool to see some more sci-fi RPG games. Thank you. Mine is going to be kind of interesting because it's not really RPG as much as... and I just started this like a few days ago. But sci-fi... What would you call it? Maybe a little bit of puzzle elements, but mostly just watching things happen. Like having a story happen around you. Simple, but it's been about 10 months in the making. Yeah, that sounds right. A simple game still takes 10 months. It's crazy. Maybe it's the lighting that is making all of this look just too dark. Like the ambient lighting plus the fog isn't really doing it visually. Okay, what happens if I do oh, I have to delete this if I want to do that. What happens if I enable this color thing again? We get weirdness with the sky. And we just get kind of monochromatic. It is a cool look, but it just doesn't quite work, the shader. Puzzle oriented as in like it will have a lot of the story and stuff happening around you, and you kind of just unlock new sections of the area. So you're just kind of going around while the story is happening. You're not really... Like, this one will just be... This first level will just be a big battle on this planet. And you're just watching it happen as you move through the level. And you might unlock new sections of the level by, you know, fixing a control panel somewhere, you know. A little bit of interactivity, but mostly the story or the whole game idea is mostly just watching cool stuff happen around you. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Using plain colored instead of detailed textures. It could be that. I think the other thing is that it constricts you to the colors that the shader uses. I mean, you can change those colors, but you're only given like 8 colors that you can use. And then it just auto detects, I assume, based on whatever color I'm using on like the probe and the ground and stuff. And it just figures out which one is closest to the color range it has available. I think if I did more detail, that could pop a little more. Like in the example, there is detail on these. But it's still like for the sky, it's one color, that color. Yeah. For the ground, for terrain 3D, let's see. Oh, let me get my music playing again. Oh, what am I looking for? This and this. Okay. If you had physics interactivity, the game will forever be fun. Yeah, true. Even if there's less other types of interactions, that is true. Stuff like that can really make a difference. Just a little bit of stuff. Sounds good. Let the environment tell the story. You're progressing by moving yourself, and you have some puzzles that might have to be done to progress. I think that's it, because I've never been super good at game loops in the first place. But what I like doing is creating worlds. And so here I can just create a world, fill it with assets and animations and stuff. RPG elements in it? Not really. So the actual idea of the game isn't this setting. This is just level 1. The idea of the game is that you're just this little probe dude, which I'm going to rework the model because I made this in like a few minutes, but who goes to these weird alternate dimensions and just witnesses things, kind of observes. So we're going to have completely wildly different settings for every level. Maybe there's RPG elements in unlocking new levels by hitting certain... But I don't even know if I need that. It's more just like, go experience this world or this world or this world. And keep it as simple as possible besides the visuals. That kind of thing. more of an environment artist. Yeah, I can do vibes, I think. But I'll show you some of the projects I've worked on. Because I think you'll like some of the environment stuff I've been able to do. But I've never really been able to make a full game because it's hard to make a full game, as we all know. But I've always been able to get a nice vibe going. Give him 2 arms with claws, perfect player model, true. Actually, there could be some sort of... Well, I'm going to keep things as simple as possible, starting. So this one probably has the most vibes to it. It runs horribly because I built it before I knew how to optimize things. But it is this was an RPG, a 3D RPG that I was trying to make, or at least make the demo for. By the way, there's an ad starting in 2.5 minutes, just adds up. I was going to make a game based off this concept where you travel to new worlds as a main character. There's a few games that actually do that. I think it's called Journey. Interesting. Okay, yeah. Mine is, like I said, very, very much just an excuse for me to be able to make animations and stuff in the background happening. But like, here's one of the environments that I'm pretty happy with. Very similar in many ways. I definitely have a visual style. This is actually a model that I threw in the current project, this crashed spaceship here. Ignore this guy's legs that are going through his head. That broke when I updated Godot. But we've just got some creatures moving around. Like I said, the performance is terrible. But it has a cool look to it. Like, that's one thing that I've been able to really come a long way, is just making cool places. A good excuse. Yeah. And just to have fun, you know. Looks good. Thank you, man. Yeah. This one was fun to work on, but I started it before this was the first like 3D project I ever started. We've got these little grass bros. You hit them, they burrow down into the ground. Still my favorite creatures I've ever created because they're so simple. And then you back off and they dig themselves back up. Got these little floating firefly dudes. More of an environment builder, but now I'm having to focus on programming since it's what I'm lacking to make the logic for your games. Yeah, the programming, I mean, you just gotta learn it. It's the thing. But it is fun once you know what you're doing. This looks like a finished environment. Yeah, I spent a lot of time building this, but it's I'll float up a bit and you'll see that it's pretty unfinished. It's very tailored within the area that it's in, you know. We've got some creatures, got some clouds, we got a sky, some random things flying around in the sky. But if I float up, you very quickly can see like, oh, it's just a empty world mostly. And then like out here I have some trees that are just a bunch of floating triangles for optimization purposes. But that has been my strong suit, is getting, like, once you jump back into here, you're in a dense jungle, you know? It feels like it. These trees are all extreme low poly, but they kind of work. Yeah. Looks pretty cool. I love the sky. The sky I cannot take credit for in any of my games. Because right now I use Sky 3D, but this is actually just a skybox that I found online somewhere that I put in as a placeholder. But it looks really nice. And this robot guy was the first like real character I designed, and I'm pretty happy with how he turned out. Although he was supposed to have a big cloak that hid all of the problems with the animation, and then I just could not figure out how to add a cloak to him. That wasn't terrible. The other project... I have this project, which is like my main project that I've temporarily given up on just for a little while. But I did so much programming on this project and like built it out pretty well. Let's see here. But there's not too much to the gameplay. It's just like, it has all the systems there. So I've got like crafting, I've got resource gathering. This one was a survival game. Right now you spawn under the water and I don't have any underwater thing, so it just kind of pops up. But the whole idea is you run around with your walking mountain guy here, and you walk through the water. And you also can build a base on top of him. Which is pretty fun. Let's do a toggle time. So yeah, I even built like a little developer console sort of thing. So there's a lot going on in this. You can put down a box and store things in it. Oh, I just fell off. So I'm going to go into debug mode, float back up. You can chop down trees. You can watch the sunrise or sunset, I guess. You can craft things. Oh, I don't have enough stone. But like, this thing has a lot of the systems. I just don't know what the game loop is going to really be. Once again. Oh, some creature just flew through the ground. Oh, there he goes. Grass looks like a bunch of green ties. Yep. Yeah. Profits TV. Greetings. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you as well. Yeah, the clouds in this one are pretty sick. Oh, and in the previous one. I do like how I did the clouds. But yeah, this one, the cool thing, of course, is that you have your mobile base. Like, that's the cool part about it. But it's like, I still don't really know what to do with that. Pretty cool game that could arise. Yeah, and I've got ideas, but a lot of them depend on like a lot of procedural generation or stuff that I haven't done before, so I'm just gonna have to figure out what to do with it. Need to imagine the vision, yeah, which I've changed the vision multiple times now, because before it didn't have these islands. It was all on ground level. I even built some like nice tree systems to have like tree spawners, so I could render thousands of trees all at once using a multi-mesh and then switch them out and have regular tree scenes spawn in when you get close. Like, it did all this like performance stuff, and then now I haven't really been doing any performance stuff. As you can see, it's 80 FPS, but probably because of some of the more recent changes I've done. But this one has stuff like audio and all that, which really helps it feel like a game. Craft another pickaxe for some reason. Let's go here. Put down a craft bench, which currently does nothing. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that could be done. Howl's Moving Castle. I've heard that a lot. Which I've never actually like seen that except for pictures. Could be interesting. It's hard to imagine how this game concept would look in an even more fun way with the mechanics. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I've bounced back and forth between making it kind of raft style, where you have to keep moving and keep building your base, but then there's not that much room on here. I mean, I did make it so you could expand your base. Like, you could just do this, but then it's like, what if this part runs into an island while you're moving like this? And then now you're just kicked off of your base. Stuff like that, you know? Maybe it just detects how close the closest thing is and it path finds based on that. I could figure something out, but yeah. But I'm going to come back to this at some point. Expand to a limit. Yep, there's something like that could happen. The interest of having the moving platform home from mountain to mountain. Yeah, there's like different, like, do you just, you know, get resources? I've also thought about having the water drain away and there's better loot down on the ground, but it's more dangerous, that type of thing. I haven't added in any enemies or anything yet because I spent so much time just building out the system for things like crafting, inventory, all of that. There's still some weird bugs where he tries to walk into a mountain or into an island. I could make it where you just drive him around and then that would kind of help. So then instead of telling him where to go, you actually like have some levers or something. Take a minute to really think of how this game could be at its best. Yeah, and I've done that a few times and it's changed a few times, which is normal. I think everyone's game ideas change all the time. But right now I think I've given myself a little break so then I don't have to think about it because I was stressing about it too much. So now I can just make stuff in Blender and, you know, have fun with the other project. Yeah, loop and narrative. Loop mostly, because it is a survival, so you kind of have a narrative built in. It's just survive, you know? Blender is great. I love Blender. I've been having a lot of fun with it. I'm not super good at it yet, but I'm good enough for what I need it for. Let's go back to our other project and see what else we can just add in. Because I think this project is also named Jank Jam because it was supposed to be for New Jank's Game Jam. But then I realized that I had the theme completely wrong. And I still need to make a game for his Game Jam. I have like 20 days left. But yeah. So we need, oh, thank you for the follow, Profits. Appreciate that. Yeah, so right now we're thinking mostly environment. So really I can just make a bunch more buildings. I might make some crazy high buildings, like Mega City 1 style. Yeah, let's do that. Whoops. Oh, and thank you for the follow Paxian as well. Appreciate that. Really cool idea, though. Thanks. Yeah. Game people just play for the moving home concept, especially if you make it all cute for the girls. Honestly, so my wife has told me that because she played this. And she wants to be able to decorate the bases, and I think I'm going to go for that. It might just be a vibes game, you know? Decorating the moving home, yes. What is your game about, if you don't mind sharing? Which one? Because now I'm onto this one. This one here, I'll show you real quick, that I just started like a few days ago, is going to be more of a interactive cinematic style game where you go to different levels that are completely different settings with completely different stories. And you just kind of like go around unlocking new areas and just watching what's happening around you. So for this, it'll be a giant battle on this planet. That's the plan. And you kind of unlock new areas. You watch these big mechs fighting it out. And you just observe. maybe there's like hidden areas of the level, like different spots you can, maybe different paths you can take, so you could play the level over again and take a different path. But really, it's just kind of moving through a world as stuff is happening around you. Which, like I said, is mostly just an excuse for me to make stuff in Blender because I enjoy it. But like a robotic journalist, yeah, basically the whole game is going to be like you're just an observer. You're just there to watch. Okay, let's do some Mega City 1 low poly giant skyscrapers. And we can just scale these up. Let's do this. Nope. Alt the extrude along normals. How am I supposed to do this? Alt E. Why is it only allowing me to do? It's only allowing me to do large. Oops. Okay. You know what? That's fine. These are all going to be off in the distance anyway. Okay. We're doing some ultra low poly stuff for the distance. We don't need that. We need a material, new material, main. Then we do a new material. That alone is a banger if you did it. Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah. Some platforming, true. Yeah, there could be a little bit of that type. Let's do an accent. This one is going to be, well, we can grab all of these first. No. Okay. Skyscraper 2, save that, go back over here. We can maybe add some lights to it, but it will be way off in the distance. Bubbles, what's up? It's been so long I don't remember you. That is okay, it has been so long. Okay, we need to add a new scene, skyscraper. Skyscraper 2. Then we go up to here. instantiate that. Take this, transform, we scale it by like 6 times. No, let's do like 10 times. Then we add spotlight. We do a transform, rotation around the X, 90, or was it negative 90? Yes, okay. Okay, we grab all of these spotlights. We're gonna do 25. Something like that. Sure. Okay. We'll see how this looks. Honestly. $25, that sounds better. Oh, let's go back to Blender. Extrude that down. Okay. Are the lights even visible? Nope. So we need to make those way more powerful. Okay, that gives it a little more vibe. But we might need some up close. We'll see. Okay, some up close is better. Because you're not going to end up going to all of them. We also just basically need to fill it up so it doesn't feel like it's an empty land. I'm also wondering if all of this shouldn't have grass and stuff. Because we are technically in a giant city. We could just do another texture on the ground that has the roads. Or we just build a road model, like platform or something that you go on, something like that. Could be something like that. How dank are you planning to make the city? I want it to be jam-packed with buildings. So maybe I should start without really doing any terrain. Besides for the background, something like that. Let's put this in our incredible note-taking here. This is all of the notes we have taken. Dense city, terrain as backdrop, but mostly within the city itself. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Quick road, like a simple road model. I could do that. Then, so the only issue with that is how I place it. I'm almost wondering if I should put let's go to Terrain 3D. How do I reset? I know I can do this. Just remove all of the grass. I guess I can do this too. Yes. Nope. Oh, it doesn't delete all of the instances. So I do just have to delete all of this. Which means sitting here and just waiting for like the last piece of grass to get deleted from an area. Come on. Where do I still have grass? Where is this last blade of grass over here that's just throwing me off? I have to delete all of this grass to be able to do what I want. I'm not seeing any grass left over here. I'll delete all of this stuff, and then that will get us closer. Okay. It's annoying that it doesn't actually delete all the instances when you delete the mesh. Ah, there we go. Okay, the grass is gone. Now, what I was going to do... Oh, actually, you know what I think it is? I just delete regions. Yep. So these are all the regions that have terrain on them. I can delete them. Okay. So now there's no terrain, which I don't need in the city anyway. So then I could add another texture. And this one could be our like city texture or something. You know how to code a spline road maker? No, never done that. I did think about that, but ugh. Ask AI to whip one up. Yeah, maybe just manually craft the entire road system by hand. Depends on how much road you want. That's the thing, is I could do like my own road set, I guess. But there's not really a good... There's not really a good tile set system in 3D for Godot. There's something called grid map, but doesn't seem to work super well. Okay. New texture. We're going to export this. What happens if I just do this? Okay, now let's actually make this better. Why does it look white? Oh, we haven't painted a region. We need to add some regions. Okay, this is just like white. That doesn't even look like the texture we have. Also can't paint on any other texture. Oh, there's just color I can paint on. Maybe for now I just paint on color. No. Okay, now we have a texture. This is just like a blue texture for the city. Okay, now what we could do, I think, oh, you know what? We can do it this way. Albedo texture. Let's do it like this. Okay. I have no idea what I'm doing. Sorry, I haven't been looking at chat. Yeah, how much road you want, whatever is quickest to make. That actually does kind of look cool. Okay, let's get rid of that. How did we do it in the other game? I thought we had some sort of normal texture. Or like a noise texture. Wait, where did I save that? Ah, that's kind of fine. Yeah, we can throw it in there. Okay. Actually, we could do this. Standard material here. Then we could do stuff like roughness, noise texture, fast noise light, metallic, texture, noise texture. Yeah, something like this. Okay. Then what we do is we save as. Materials. Then we do this. It's going to be our base city. Then we get rid of that. And then maybe from there I can drag it in. Does this not work? No, it doesn't. Okay. Maybe we just look up Terrain 3D. Okay, maybe. Okay, what happens here? If I do assets 2D. That just repeats it. I mean, honestly, it's not even that bad to just do something like that. But where's the... I mean, it's pretty easily repeating, visibly repeating. But that's not bad, right there. Okay, so now we just need a different texture. Okay. Is this too blue? Oh, and that's too clearly repeating. Man, I just want to do what I did before. I could have swore I could use normal textures. Lights look cool on it too. Spotlights are directional. Spotlights is what I'm using right now. I think they're more performant. I think. That's what I've heard, at least. So I think it's best to use spotlights where possible. Man, how could I just want a normal... Wait, image texture? Okay. Okay, so that's as small as I could go. Okay, so I could just make a better texture. So instead of this, we do... just kind of a gray blue. Yeah, nondescript gray. Then we mix in some we'll see. Oh, I'm opening up a new version of Godot. Nope. Okay. So let's go here. This looks like the floor at the mall or something. But it's not bad, it's getting there. I think we just need less... Oh, whoops. This. Less brightness. Okay, this is very nondescript, but it might just work. Because if we have a jam-packed city, then that's fine. We could have mountains off in the distance. The mountains don't even need to be terrain. That's the thing. Not in this. We don't even necessarily need terrain 3D for this. Okay. Now we got outlines everywhere. Okay, so now that we have that, okay, how does this vibe out? We'll see. Already better atmosphere than Borderlands 4. Compared to what Borderlands was capable in the past, it was complete offense to only come out with 4 generic biomes in 2025. I never played that. I really only played maybe Borderlands like 2 or something. Okay. Yeah, this is the vibe right here. We can have giant blank buildings. I do not care about that. The only thing I don't like is that you can't see the lights. So, we go to our skyscraper 2. We take all of these. Do 75? 50? Energy? 75. Make them a lot brighter. Okay, you still can't really see that. Yeah, we got a vibe here. Yeah, we're getting there. Okay, we'll need like 10 different types of buildings, but we can build that over time. Right now, I just want to get the feeling in there of being in this big, giant city. And we're getting there already. Platforms that you can drive up on, like multi-level level layered city with paths that connect. That, yeah. Add some verticality, 100%. We'll need like big, like freeway sort of things. And then a lot of stuff just on the ground, little details, just fill it out. But even just this already feels pretty good. And obviously we're not going to have all of the same buildings. Like this. We're going to have many different types. But if I'm going to get the vibe down, then, you know, this is what it takes. Let's see how claustrophobic that feels. Even now, it's even just that is nice right now. Need more buildings. Yeah, I think maybe we'll do like 10 different types of buildings because obviously I don't want just everything looking the same. But like that does look pretty nice, I think. And then I'm imagining watching some giant mech go down the street, just firing just a blaze of bullets down the street at some other mech. Some tanks going crazy. We'll need some destructible buildings that will collapse. Let's put some notes in. Okay. 10 types of big buildings. 10 types of small buildings. 50 different random street level items. Opening scene. You drop in. Immediately watch a few tanks roll in and fire, then get destroyed by a walking mech. Something like that. So maybe you know, you're dropped in, you pop out onto the street, and in front of you, there's just tanks rolling fire, shooting down the street. Maybe some sort of thing flies in, drops bombs on it. Actually, okay, I like that. Spaceship flies in, drops bombs on them, blows them up. Giant mech sends a stream of tracers into the air and knocks out the spaceship that crashes into a building. Okay, we got this. Fire, then get taken out by a spaceship swooping in. We got an ad starting in 3 minutes, just a heads up. The ship goes in for another strafe, but is shot down by a giant mech with stream of tracers. The mech continues down the street. The first thing, maybe the first thing you do is a objective is to find console and hack into it so you can hear the comms of the mech, something like that. Okay, so boom, big mech walks this way, boom, you like go down, maybe you're there's a little tip, or maybe over your own radio it says, you know, hey, connect to their internet so you can hack into their comms. Oh, we have no collision. And then you're going to be able to hear the guys. These things will just be shooting constantly. Well, it won't be these specifically. I think I'll make other spaceships, other giant spaceships. We'll have an anti-air thing shooting up at them. I kind of want to make that right now. Yellow or red for the tracers? Do we do yellow? Let's do red. Okay. Did I open a new Blender window? Looks like I did. We don't even need to do that. We can just do a CSG box for now. That's what this will be. Gonna add a script to it. Ground units. We'll do this for now. Anti-air. Then we need a bullet, tracer bullet. Area 3D with a collision shape, which will be a sphere. The sphere will be 800 meters. Troop ship. Is this class name? No. Okay. Class name. Troop ship. Okay. Anti-air. What we're going to do is, oh, this needs to be a change type to a, we'll just do a character body 3D for now. And here, not is on, whoops, not is on floor. Velocity dot y minus equals 9.8. Oh, wait, this is character body. Oh, this needs to be a character body 3D. Okay, let's get our music back on. Our ad break is almost over. Whoops, nope, this needs to go in the, this can still just be a Node 3D. This needs to be character body 3D. You need to attach a script to it. Okay. We'll do detect ship for this area 3D. Now we need to get a reference for it. Grab it there. Then we can do a signal. Area entered. Anti-air. We can do area exited. Nope. Cancel. Disconnect. We need body entered. Body exited. Then var targets. If body is troop ship, targets dot append body. If body is troop ship, if body in targets, I think that's correct. Targets. Let's do var current. Let me think here. Equals body current target equals body. No, you know what? We don't even, I'm not even going to do that yet. We're going to do, we're going to do a timer. We're going to do var can shoot. Okay, so that's can shoot. Can I do something like this? If I set the velocity when it shoots. Can shoot. Var dir equals targets 0 dot global minus global position. Let's make sure this doesn't run into anything at this point. Then maybe we don't need this. Okay, let's just throw one of these in the scene and just see what happens. Where did I even put that thing? Oh. We also need to do this. Oh, my neck's killing me. Okay, I'm just going to put this right here and see what happens. There it is. It is not shooting. I feel like it should be shooting. I think I know. We'll just do add child bullet. See what happens. Are these troop ships? Yeah, they're character bodies. They should at least start dropping out. I need to be able to fly. Let's go to our player. Should be 0.98. Oh, I can't even land on these things. So this thing is not doing anything. It's floating here. It should be acquiring a target. Maybe it's because those spawned already inside it. Let's try it like right here. Oh, it doesn't have a collision layer. There we go. Look at that. Okay, it's trying to track. Okay, we'll try this. Now they look motionless. But that is pretty sick. Okay, let's do oops, 800. They still look motionless. Let's do a timer on these. Q for, whoops. What if we do 500? Can we see it? It's still just like motionless. Like it's just too fast. Oh, but you know what? That's because our gravity is so crazy too. So I think we can do 50 there. And it's also making way too many of them. $200, let's say. Oh, right here we need to do can shoot equals false. Okay, we'll figure it out eventually. Why is it not shooting anymore? Oh, we need to we need to do that. There we go. So we're shooting at him. Doof, 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 doof. CSG box needs to be changed. Make it a little bigger. Let's also make this thing shoot timer 0.1. That's pretty sick. Okay. We'll make it 300. We'll go to main. AA, grab that, go there. Okay, let's see how this looks. Oh, yeah. Okay. These are not looking the correct direction. They're looking at up. I might just make these, not even worry about it and just make these boxes. See how that looks. Shooting sideways bullets, yes. Okay, if they're boxes, that doesn't look too bad. This is just for starters. They're trying to hit him, but they don't have enough range. They're like 0.35 for gravity. And then let's also do timer. Reload timer. do like, so something like, less than or equal to 0. Return. Now we could do and it's greater than 0. Okay. If shots left less than or equal to 0, reload timer start and if range 2.0 4.0. Oh wait, here we can do this. Shots left equals rand I range 5 to 15. Okay, let's see what happens. Posture check is needed. Oh, goodness, my neck hurts. Okay, now we got more streams of bullets. Okay, one thing I want to do. Apartment 1. Let's go to our buildings real quick. Okay, skyscraper. Skyscraper 2. Okay, now I should be able to perch on top and watch one of these. Goodness, I move slow though. I need to add a speed boost. Boink. Okay. Okay, they still can't reach most of them. And they are all shooting at the same ones, which I'm not necessarily a big fan of. But still, this is a pretty good start for just the vibes. We just need to add audio to it. And one thing we could do is detect ship. Could have a radius of like 500. Okay, that's still pretty big. Let's do like 300. I do love seeing them disappear. I like seeing the light hitting things. We also need some anti-air that's on the ground. Or not on the ground, but on just a lower level. Okay, let's see how this is. Nice. These ones gonna start shooting. Oh, these ones are shooting up at that. Let's make these run into one. We'll have to do some like targeting stuff too, like can they actually see the enemy? Let's also do let's bump this back up. Maybe 450. Oh yeah, these guys are going off now. Nova, you're back. Got bored of Portal 1. What am I trying to make right now? I'm doing some anti-air guns that are shooting at the ships going over. I'll need to add some audio in soon because that will really help the vibe. Those are bouncing off. I love that. Oh, that's so cool when they bounce off. The ricochets. So yeah, you're going to be watching a giant battle going down. It's going to look crazy. The thing is, I do need to go because I need to start work pretty soon. But I'm liking this. We've got our major space battle. Man, I just love watching that. We need audio. We need ambient stuff. We need the gun sounds. Because I can imagine how that'll sound. Just oh, love it. Kind of like how this one, I think it's just bouncing off the thing. Okay. I love the ricochets. But it should be trying to target actual enemies that it can see. Is this one going to start firing? Then we'll make this an actual gun. Oh, it's out of range, I think. The whole fleet has made it past. Basically 0 damage done. Look at that. All these anti-air guys just can't do nothing. Okay. Okay, let's make sure I can do this. We'll put together pretty quickly. Yeah, I think that's kind of one of my strong suits, is being able to prototype fast. And I know the visuals that I want. Oh, I love the light interacting, hitting. What I would want to have is a chance that it like absorbs, so that when it detects a collision, it either explodes or it ricochets, something like that. But honestly, we've made big headway already today. I'm very happy with this. But yeah, I'm going to take off. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you all. Normally, I'm trying to not stream at this time. Normally, I'm going to try to start streaming a lot earlier, so then I can match up with my viewers that I had when I lived in America. But there will be times, plenty of times, I'm sure, where I stream more at this time. So thank you for the follows. If you want to stop by and check in on the progress, you can definitely do that. I'm trying to get back on the grind. So, but yeah, thank you for being here. Paxian Profits, thank you for the follows. And Paxian, thank you for hanging out here. You as well, Profits. Appreciate it. Wardstone, it was good to see you. Same with you, Bubbles. Appreciate you guys. TYM, and then over in the YouTube chat, Nova, thank you for being here as well. I appreciate it. It's fun having you guys here to see and, just hang out with while I make little projects. We'll stop by again next time. Perfect. Awesome. Yeah. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Hope you have a great one. I should be able to stream again tomorrow, so I'm going to try to do that. Because I want to make some good progress on this. But yeah, peace out. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.